So you decided to plant a mango tree. That's great. Nothing tastes better than a mango from your own tree. But you should know, this is not like buying a tomato plant. You are about to enter a long-term relationship. Before you make that kind of commitment, you should ask a lot of questions. Here are some things that you should consider before you decide which variety to plant. So the first question to consider is, what kind of mango do you like? There are lots of different flavors out there, so taste as many varieties as you can. There are rich and mild flavors, sweet and somewhat tart flavors. There's traditional mango flavors, and then you have flavors like coconut, citrus, pineapple, and peach. And then there's the texture. Do you like a completely fiberless mango or a mango that has a little bit of fiber? What are you going to use the mangoes for? Of course you're going to eat them fresh, but are you going to freeze or dehydrate them or make pickles or chutney? If this is the case, you're probably going to want a mango with some fiber. Varieties that have some fiber include Hayden, Valencia Pride, Van Dyke, and Palmer. Finally, consider the season. When does your variety typically fruit? If it fruits in August and you are always on vacation in August, this might not be the best choice. Rather than reschedule your vacation forever, you might consider a variety that has a similar flavor and fruits at a different time in the season. We grow about 80 varieties of mangoes. Most of them fruit in June and July, but we have some that can start as early as late March, and others that sometimes will fruit in September. So try to keep that in mind when you are deciding which variety you would like to plant. So the second question is, where are you going to plant your mango tree? Ideally, it should be in your backyard and away from your house, and if you have a pool, away from your pool. Of course, you have room for a 3-gallon mango tree, but do you have room for a 12-foot mango tree? And is your location sunny? Because, you know, mangoes fruit best when they're grown in full sun. Third question is, how often are you going to trim your tree? Mango trees, once they're established, require very little care. If you don't care how big the tree gets, you don't need to worry about this particular question. But if you would like a tree that is 12 feet tall or smaller, you need to consider how often you're going to trim them. There's some very popular varieties of mangoes that we grow, including Bailey's Marble, Bombay, and Valencia Pride, that get to be very large trees. This is the Bailey's Marble, and this is the Bombay. Now, if you trim once a year, it's possible to keep these trees at 12 feet or less. If you can't trim your tree every year, but you would like a small tree, consider dwarf and semi-dwarf varieties. This is a Julie mango. That's the smallest variety that I know about. This tree is about 20 years old. So that's definitely a dwarf. It has relatives that are also small, not quite this small, but Dwarf Hawaiian and Juliet. Other semi-dwarf varieties that we have for sale are Jehangir and Ice Cream, Neelam, and Namdak Mai number 4. Okay, fourth question is, What environmental factors should you consider? Does your area typically get freezing temperatures? If so, how are you going to protect your tree? Also, what soil type do you have? Is your area humid? There's certain varieties like sweet tart that are very tolerant of many types of soil and many growing conditions, many humidity levels. The last factor is what diseases are in your area. Do you have bacterial black spot? Do you have anthracnose and other fungal diseases? Certain varieties are more susceptible to those diseases than others. So the last question is, how many fruit is your tree going to give you? This is a southern blush. Here in eastern Palm Beach County, it does great. We don't spray with fungicides, and it produces very well every year. In western Palm Beach County, you need to be committed to spraying with fungicides in order to get decent production. So try and choose a variety that's going to be reliable and productive in your area. Try to fall in love with a variety that's going to love you back.